Well, look, we're in for a treat today. About almost 30 years ago, Dr. Ronnie invited Reverend Ruth to the church, and ever since then, she's been in my heart and I've been in hers. This bio that's in here is only a drop in the bucket of what she's done, what she is doing, and what she will do. But I will say for over 40 years, our Reverend Ruth Lemon is a licensed spiritual practitioner and ordained minister, a mindfulness instructor, creator of the Red Tent that started in 2009 and is currently creating now retreats and workshops and informational healing workshops. She's also an author. She wrote her book. So she's going to give us our spiritual meal for the day. So without further ado, let us welcome our Reverend Ruth Lemon.
And being in love with her. It was about looking in the mirror and saying, I am the love. So I'm going to say during the time of Jesus, before Jesus was born, his mother, can you hear me? Can you hear my voice now? Because I can talk loud. So,
You can use this one, Reverend Ruth.
okay. So before the birth of Christ, there was a young lady who lived in a small village, and she was chosen to birth someone they called Jesus. There was one of a kind. And in the Catholic church that I went to when I was a little girl, there was a prayer that we did to honor Mary. But today, I changed that prayer, and I said, Hail, women, Mother of God. That's right. Blessed is your womb and the fruit of your children. Because you are the blessing. You are the womb. And as Beverly said in her talk, everything is birthed. But we have to remember how dynamic and wonderful we are.
Audrey Williams
Because as we
and
get up every day and we walk through this world,
SM,
it's
please
not going to
mute
tell us
yourself.
that. It's going to change dimensions of what women look like by having us put on clothes that we know we shouldn't be wearing. Not during the day, and sometimes at night only for a certain person. They'll have men writing songs that start with words that we would even call a dog. But they call us that on a daily basis, and we've got so comfortable, we say it too. You know, it's not about age group when it comes to women because we are timeless and we are endless. We will forever be, because this womb will not stop working even though they're trying to cut it off. You see, you got to remember that without women, this world wouldn't be moving the way it is. They need us right now in Washington because it's the heart of a woman who would talk to Mr. Biden and get him straight. It's the heart of a woman who would slow that Mr. Trump down and let him know that it's not about money, it's about God. Because in every circumstance, the key has always been a woman. Now, when Jesus was walking with his disciples, they were always grumbling. And then here would come Mary and her sister friends, and they would talk to him and straighten him out. They'd fix him some food and tell him to sit down, and then they'd lean in. Let me talk to you. And when they walked out, they got it right. You see, women are the most important thing to ever come to this planet and beyond, because we are the stars, we're the moon, we're the sun that comes up in the morning, and we're the shadows that we sleep in at night. But you've got to remember who you are. And when I say hail women, it's because you are divine. Today, I bought some crowns, and I hope every woman got one. If you didn't, there will be one for you next Sunday. I want you women to wear your crown. I want you to know who you are. I want you to wake up in the morning, look in the mirror, and say, hey, girl, you look good to me. You're one of the smartest people I know. You were born with gifts that they have taken from you and hidden away and told you you couldn't do it. But I know that you can do whatever you want to do, because there is no word impossible. The word is I'm possible. And lately, we've been in denial. Grandmothers are very important people, because we have the history book of what had happened. We know what happened with our mothers to define who they were so that they could teach us. And they gave us everything they had. Some of it wasn't so good. Some of it was rotten. And then some of it was sweet, because we realized they were giving you the very best that they have. And the best is good enough, because you can take a disaster and turn it into something wonderful. You can take a word that someone calls you and you can say, I'm a good one. Remember who you are. I look around this room and I see couples together, and I know that something went through her mind so she could talk to him so they would be together. Men need us. They need us now to be in their ear and to tell them to remember who your mother is. And would you call your mother? Would you talk to your mother the way you talk to that girl that used to beat up? Would you talk to your mother the way you talk to the people on your job, the women on your job, when you go in the back and discredit them, when you talk about them because you're experiencing pain? And that's when the woman says, well, let me talk to you about your pain. Because we have the words, we have the sweetness, and we've lost the sweetness in our voice. We've lost that walk where you sway your hips, and I don't even have none, but I sway it. We've forgotten to decorate ourselves and to put on the garb that makes a man want to look at you and have a conversation, not sex. Because we are not sexual entities, we're love entities. Remember who you are. Remember that if there's something that you want to do in your life, I don't care if you're 100 years old, do it. But we're afraid to write a book, to write a poem, to dance. I don't like it when I go and they say, here come the old school people watching Jeopardy and Let's Make a Deal. And then they say, we going on a bus trip to the casino. And then they say, well, they don't know how to do nothing but the line dance. And when you turn the music on, they listening to the wave. You don't know me like that. Because if I was doing that, I wouldn't know what your little self is up to. Because I pay attention. These eyes have seen a lot of things. But we need to open them wider. And the first thing that we need to look at is ourselves. What are you projecting? What are you saying about you? Do you look in the mirror and say, girl, what's them lines around your mouth? Why is your hair thinning? Why are your breasts sagging? It's beautiful. Some people don't get there. Some people will never see the sag. Some people will never get the lines. I thank God for every line, every wrinkle, every gray hair. But then I look at my daughter, and I thank God for everything that she is, every spot on her body, every hair that grows out of her head, because she is a teacher of her daughter, and she will be the teacher of her daughter. So now I'm going to say, what am I saying about me? What am I teaching about me? This is Women's Month. Let's evaluate who we are. Divine beings who have been kept in the dark because we allow the darkness to come. But you have the right to open up those shades and those shutters. You have the right to get a full-length mirror and make an affirmation about how magnificent you are. So close your eyes for a moment and take a look into that mirror. And as you're looking in the mirror, think about, what do you see? Do you see what I see? I see the divine. I see beautiful skin. I see wonderful hair. I see the dance that we do. I see the words that we say, the books that we read. I see the food that we cook. I see the words that we speak to our husband, our lovers, our sons. Who is that woman? She's me, and I love her. Breathe in deeply, and blowing it out, take a look at her again. I remember who she is. She is the moon at night. She is the sun in the morning. She is the stars that shine so bright. Breathe in deeply, and blowing it out. And open your eyes. Look around the room at all these stars. Look around the room at all this beauty. Look around the room and listen to the words that come out of their mouths, the words that can change the world in an instant. If we all came together and said the one prayer, what is that prayer? Father, I know that right now it's already done because you do it through me. And I don't have to say a word. I can say thank you. Thank you, Father. Thank you for giving me that thought. Thank you for allowing me to know that it is done, that everything is possible because I'm possible. It's important that you remember who you are. Let the fear go. What is that fear? That somebody's going to say you don't look good enough. That somebody's going to say you don't talk like I do. That you don't live in the house that I live in. That you don't drive the car that I drive. That you didn't go to the schools that I went to. God don't know nothing about all that mess. If you live in your car, you're still a lady. That's just where you chose to be that day. Because you know that if you change your mind, you can change everything. Because you have that power. Remember who you are. Remember to write the book. What is the book? Every day, take out a piece of paper, get a notebook, write an affirmation. I am the most wonderful being. Today, I shine like the light because I am the light. Write affirmations. Get in the mirror. Demand that you get your stuff together. Demand it. If you don't feel good about yourself, demand it. Get in the mirror and say, I am here right now. Talk to me, girl, because I need you. Because you're going to change the world. When you speak to one person, the words that come out of your mouth are changing the world. Because you don't know that that one word is the one that they need in that moment. And God sent you to say it. And then you tell them, if you don't believe it, keep writing it and saying it until you get it. Keep writing it and saying it until you know it. Keep writing it and saying it until it can't be nothing but that, because that's all it is. Drop that cloak of fear. because you are good enough. I don't care how old you are. If you want to dance, get up and dance. I don't know if you guys watched The Fresh Prince. One time the mother wanted to prove to herself she needed to talk to herself, so she went and got in a dance class. And the young girls were doing the splits, and they were all walking around in front of her. And that lady went home, and she practiced. And that next day when she walked in there, she was the baddest one on the floor. Now, when she went out the door, she almost fainted. But in the meantime, she let them know there's no competition but you. You are your only competition. If something isn't happening, ask yourself why it's not happening. Because she ain't responsible. She's not responsible. When I was young, I was really skinny. And they used to talk about me. And one day, I was sitting somewhere and somebody said to me, "Girl, you sure got some pretty legs." I said, "Well, when did they get pretty?" But they are. Then one day they said, "You got bow legs." I said, "I sure do, but they mine." Because I had to look at Ruth Lemon and say, "I don't care what anybody says. You look good to me." I didn't care what anybody said about my education, because guess what? I'm a smart lady. I'll say it. You don't have to say it. I'll say it. I like to read, so I keep myself educated with words so that I can hold a conversation. I want to tell you, one time I went to an event. This girl was real bougie. She invited me to her event. She didn't know I was bougie, kind of bougie, ghetto bougie, but bougie. So she took me to a party with these heart surgeons from Cedars-Sinai Hospital. We walked in, we was the only colored girls in there. But we had on some divine outfits. We was looking good. We was colored girl cute. We was black woman beauty. So I went and sat at this table. And of course, the other people of color were looking at me. But I was looking at them. And then one doctor came over and sat at the table with me. And he says, "I'm Dr. Whoever I am, and who are you?" And I said, "I'm Ruth Lemon." He says, "Well, what do you do, Ruth Lemon?" I said, "I do something very similar to you. I practice medicine." He said, "What kind of medicine do you practice?" I said, "Essential oils, plant medicine, natural medicine, not putting no poison in the body, learning how to take care of myself." He said, "Well, where did you do that at?" I said, "In France." He said, "In France?" And then all of a sudden, the other people of color start coming to the table, because he was doing like this. Because they were wondering how this beautiful, ghetto, fabulous, bougie girl got there. But you see, God will put you where you're supposed to be. And that day, we talked about plant medicine. I was supposed to talk to them about that, and God sent me there. You see, whatever you're supposed to do, it's going to show up. Are you willing? Are you ladies willing? Because you sit there with your legs crossed and you're all clenched up and everything. Relax, it's just a day in the life of time. Open up your heart, open up your arms, open up your mind. You have so much to give, so much, that you flow like a river. But every now and then we let a little block get in there. Just a little piece of wood roll out in front of us and we let it block us. How many of you guys, raise your hands, block yourself? Tell the truth, tell me the devil. You block yourself. Because the fear is, I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. They'll think I'm not whatever they want to think, because they're thinking what you're thinking. Because you know that you are sending out the thought that sets the tone for what happens. Thoughts are things. Words have power. What are you saying about yourself? Are you saying I'm the best? Sometimes little things will crop up that mistakes you made in your life, and people are holding them against you. Push them out the way. That was then. This is now. I don't know who she was, but I know who I am. That's a shadow. Be willing to take the bold move to be whatever the heck you want. Don't be what your mama say you got to be. Be what you want to be. Because your mama is being who she being. Sometimes people go to school and get educated and everything, and then their parents say, you're not even using the degree. They're afraid to tell their parents, that's not me. But it's okay for it not to be you. Allow yourself through your affirmations and your mirror talk to find out, have a conversation, say, girl, who are you? Well, if you like cooking, why you not cooking? There's no better cook than you. In the beauty shop, we used to say a nappy head is born every day. We ain't gonna never run out of money. Well, I haven't ran out yet. And I still got folks calling me, talking about, can you hook me up? I said, I don't do that no more. How much money did you say? Well, maybe. Now, y'all think I'm just talking about the women, but you men got some divine energy in you that you've been hiding away.
Come on now.
You don't want us to see that you like to make dresses. But some of the greatest designers in the world are men designers. It's the feminine side that they allow to open up. But you got to be willing to open up. What are you hiding? And then you live your life, and there you are laying in the bed. Doctor said you got about 5 minutes, you ain't gonna make it. And you say, damn, I should have. Oops, did I say that? You say, oops, I should have went on and did that. Excuse me. But the truth is, people say I do anything. I do anything. My daughter tell me, Mama, you're always doing something. What you doing? I don't know. I'm just doing what I do because it feels good. I used to do what other people wanted me to do, and I wasn't happy. I worked on a job for the LA County. Good job, good people, good money. And my spirit kept saying, girl, there's a beauty shop waiting for you somewhere. Get out of here. I had 4 children, was pregnant with a 5th. I said, by job, I'm going to do hair. And the Lord blessed me every single day. And you know how I did it? I wasn't even into a metaphysical church at that time. I had been to one. And when I went, it was Igno. There was a man by the name of Arthur Chang. And Arthur said in our meditation class, if you would just get up every morning and take a dedicated 15 minutes and forget about it. So every morning I got up at 4:30 in the morning, didn't want my kids and people to know I was doing this stuff. And for 15 minutes, back then we had an egg timer, now you can set it on your phone. I would set an egg timer for 15 minutes. I had no idea what I wanted to do. I just had an idea how it was gonna be done. I didn't worry about the how, I knew what I wanted. And within 1 year of leaving that job, I was working out in Beverly Hills at the largest black-owned beauty salon. She was teaching me everything she knew. I was taking it down on 113th and Figueroa, giving it to the ladies, Beverly Hills style, and they was like, it's a girl on 113th. She doing some things. A year later, I had my first hair salon. 2 years later, my second, and the lemon tree still lives. Now, I want you guys to know that nothing is impossible. You're possible. So, when you leave here today, if you don't want to write no affirmations, I don't care. If you're afraid to look in the mirror and see how pretty you are, I don't care. But when I do my show in the morning on Facebook, I have a 2-minute meditation. I tell them, let's get centered. I turn on some music, and for 2 minutes, We just listen. And I say, he heard you. Goodbye. You see, God is hearing you now. That God within you is talking right now. But you want to block it because you're going to say, well, it's always something. It's only you. You're the only something. If a person get on your nerves, let them go. I don't care if it's your mama. If she get on your nerves, she got to go. Because you can't love and respect her until you love and respect yourself. So get your act together, and then you'll be okay with mama, because she all right. She got you this far. She's just doing her thing her way. And we're all individualized. So I don't want to be like Sister Heather over here, but this is a bad sister, girl. She got a program on Facebook. She's doing some things. Sometimes people look at her and they don't see what I see, but I see what I see. Because I only see God. And I only see her desire. And I see her, no matter what she's doing, she keeps working and she's chipping away. How many of you guys chipping away? Talking about her, but you ain't doing no chipping. So the bottom line is, you ain't getting that second I just gave you back, because we can't go backwards, we only move forward. So if you want to sit around here, live a dull, boring life, don't want to look in the mirror and say, I'm beautiful, don't want to walk with your little bow legs, little nappy hair. If you don't want to do it, too bad, I'll do it. But remember, you can't get this time back. This is your day, this is your time, this is your moment. I don't care how old you are. If you want to put on some fishnet stockings and some heels, do it, girl. If you want to be a blonde, be a blonde. Because you only get one time. Don't sit back being conservative and cute for your friends. They talking about you anyway. Oh, she thinks she's cute. She got the little jacket on. And see, I'm not a preacher. I'm not even in the ministerial corps, because I ain't doing nothing out the Bible but a few scriptures I know, because I read the Bible when I was in the Church of God in Christ. And then I said, I got it, because I was doing Catholic church. That's where the Hail Mary prayer came from. I did Church of God in Christ. I did the Baptist. I did the Holy Dance. And guess what I found out? We all going down the same road trying to get to God, get clear. Y'all sitting around here unhappy, get clear. In girls' trip, Ayala Von Zant said to Queen Latifah, she said, are we clear? And Queen Latifah said, clear. So are we clear? Okay, so you handsome men look in the mirror too, say, I look good. Like this suit on me. That woman gonna see me, she gonna go crazy. I'm gonna get that job. I'm gonna go over to the senior building. I've been watching that sister over there. Live your life, dance, joy. Don't be so pious that all you do is pray. Don't be on your knees all day, every day, because God don't care. He ain't on his knees looking at you while you doing it. Pull your little stuff together. Look in the mirror and declare who you are. Write some affirmations. And if all else fails, go on Facebook with Reverend Ruth Lemon. She says, let's do a 2-minute meditation, because God already heard you. Thank you so much. I had a good time.
You stay up here, because I'm going to ask you to do the closing prayer. Reverend Ruth said, are you clear of who you are? Mary J. Blige said, get up and say, good morning, gorgeous. And Mae West said, we get one life to live, and if you do it right, once is enough. Let's give Reverend Ruth some more love.